Ooh, I'll stand back here.
Is that video or just a still picture?
It's a video. You have to smile.
The story of Huntingdon Community Radio is a bit me, but it's a story of determination, really. When I was 11, I'm 63 now. When I was 11, I decided I wanted to be a DJ. DJs were about then. They're now radio presenters. So I'm now a radio presenter. I joined, I started broadcasting over the tannoy system at school at lunchtimes, which started me off with an old discotheque unit with, everyone remember 45?
Yeah. 78.
78. This was in the days of Radio London, Radio Caroline, Radio England, Radio 390. We all remember those? Yeah. And I was really inspired by the pirate stations and joined some land-based pirate radio stations in London when I was about 15 or 16, which was a bit naughty, and we were chased about by what was the GPO. Does everyone remember the GPO?
Yeah.
So we were chased around rooftops, putting aerials up by the GPO. Never got caught, so a bit of luck. I then moved out of London to Huntingdon and joined Hospital Radio, of where I'm still a member and still chairman. I joined the radio station at RAF Brampton, the radio station at RAF Whitton, and got more and more experience. And then in 20 years further on, 1994, three of us decided at the Hospital Radio that we wanted a radio station for Huntingdon. So I applied to the Radio Authority, as it was then, it's now Ofcom, and they said, don't be silly, there's not enough frequencies available. However, you can do an RSL, which is a restricted service licence, which gives you a month a year on a special frequency, but very, very expensive, about £8,000 for a month.
Oh God.
So I recruited about 30 volunteers from the hospital, and by doing some articles in the local papers. And we did an RSL in the summer of 1995 and applied to Ofcom again for a licence, and they said, don't be silly, there's no frequencies. So we did another one, and another one, and another one. We did 14 years. And about 150 people joined us and fell by the wayside because they said, you'll never do it, you'll never get there, which made me more determined. In 2008, I applied for a licence again with Ofcom, and they took the application. I won the licence in 2009, a 5-year licence, which is 5 years from when you start broadcasting. It then took us 2 years to get the studio together, which is in Saxongate, just up the high street here. My dream was to have a radio station in a shop window, and I have. We got the mezzanine floor, so you can see out up the high street, which is really, really nice. We launched on St George's Day on 23rd of April 2011, and our licence comes to an end in April next year, 2016. So I was invited by Ofcom to reapply for a further 5 years, and did, and last week, thank goodness, and thank somebody up there, we were granted a further 5-year licence, so to 2021. So very, very pleased with that. Just a little bit, a bit of background as to how community radio is funded. It's run by volunteers. It's a limited company, limited by guarantee, so there are no shareholders, and it can't be sold on and plugged into one of the networks like Heart. I deliberately did that. I've made it into a charity, so it's got charitable status. It's funded by 50% on-air income, which is advertising, and 50% off-air income, which is quiz nights, race nights, donations, grants, etc. and some voluntary hours. And if you don't make the 50-50 mix, they take your licence away. So it's very, very important to get that off air. Selling advertising is very easy because I've been in sales all my life. But getting the other 50% is very, very difficult. So if anyone here knows anyone who wants to make a donation, all donations are welcome. Does anyone know how much we charge for commercials?
No.
Not an idea.
£99 contract.
How much would you? Sorry.
Any bug off offers?
There is, yeah, basically. How much
You
would
can bog off for a start.
Anybody want to guess how much a 30-second commercial is?
No.
Well, you get 2 a day.
You get 2 a day for 99 quid a month. So it's
Wow.
£1.50 a commercial.
Wow.
Because again, we're not allowed to make a profit. If we make a profit, our licence is taken away, and if we make a loss, we're seen as unsustainable, and they take the licence away.
That's
So
a catch-22 if you like.
it is very, very difficult. Very, very difficult.
Special rate.
So basically,
for,
£100 the whole month, 2 adverts a day.
2 adverts. It's £35 to make an advert, and then £99 gives you 2 a month, 2 a day for a month. £199 gives you 5 a day for a month. Or you can sponsor a spot on the radio station, like a business spot or a health spot or a wine spot I was just talking about. But Victor does a financial spot
Yes.
for pensions, etc.
And if you sponsor a spot, what does that mean?
£99 a month will give you 1 hour on air every month talking about your business.
Right. I didn't know that. That's great.
So all good news. Another 5 years. We're also run by volunteers, which is another thing I've got to tell you. There's one employee, which isn't me, but it's a chap that had to give his day job up so that he could be there during the day. And it's run by volunteers. Would anyone like to guess how many volunteers we've got now?
40?
35.
20.
50.
No?
30.
80. 80 volunteers. And everyone does their little bit each week, each day. So a very, very successful business. We've got the Student Zone, which is a programme that goes out on a Sunday night between 5 and 7. That is run by students, edited by students, produced by students, presented by students. And we're looking to give a formal qualification at some point. And that's a very, very successful programme. Our most successful programme, the one that gets the most listeners online anyway, is the Country Show, Country and Western on a Wednesday night, which quite surprised me.
Okay.
We are online, hcrfm.co.uk. You can listen online or on 104 FM when you're in your car.
So if somebody did want to take out an ad, who do they approach? How do
Phone,
they do that?
phone me up, we'll meet up, have a cup of tea,
All right.
sign the paperwork, I'll take your cheque, away we go.
You have a special rate for community organisations, don't you?
We will give, if you're a charity, I've actually given free airtime now to over 600 charities. So I'm very, very proud of that. And if the charity will pay the cost of having an advert made, I will give them free airtime.
And is the advert sort of
I'm thinking of what.
you voiceover or is it music or?
Professionally voiced
Oh, right.
with professional music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all good to know.
It is.
It's all news to me. I didn't actually know that.
And listeners, the other question people ask me is how many listeners have you got? We've got potentially 165,000 is our what's called TSA, total survey area, and we've got about 19%. So we've got 23, 24, 25,000 listeners every day.
What radius have you got from Huntingdon?
It's supposed to be 7 kilometres, but we've got a very, very clever technical team. We're allowed 50 watts vertical and 50 watts horizontal polarisation, which is a technical term of what it gives out horizontal waves for your radios at home, because your aerial's horizontal in your radio at home, and it gives out 50 watts vertical because your aerial in your car is vertical. So we're allowed 50 watts. That gives you 7 kilometre radius. However, the technical team have put up a £2,000 antenna called a Lindenblad, which gives about 7 or 8 miles.
Explain why I don't get much in Saltry.
Yeah, you'll just pick it up in Saltry.